If you haven't touched Airtable automations yet, this is a video. We'll build your first one from scratch, and I'll show you a second tool that handles the more complex stuff and is honestly just as easy to pick up. Airtable's built-in automation system is good enough to avoid having to use an external tool up to a certain point. By the end of this video, you'll know how to use it, where it hits its limits, and what to reach for when it does. Here's what we're covering: what automations actually are, a full walkthrough of every trigger available in Airtable. We will build your first automation from scratch. It really is going to be very simple. And then where Airtable falls short. Automations in Airtable work on a simple model. So you have your trigger, so the thing that fires or initiates the automation to run, and then an action happens, and then maybe another action happens, and a bunch more actions can happen. And these can happen in some sort of conditional or branching logics. This exists, then go this route. And if this exists, then go this route. And there can be some sort of loop or repeating action that's needed. So on this list of items, we need to perform the same task. Now, in Airtable, these features do exist, but they are more limited than some of the external tools out there, and we will get into that in more detail shortly. What can you do with Airtable automations? There is really a lot you can do, but in our case, what we're going to go through is you can send an email when a record status changes, or you can create a new record when a form is submitted, or you can update a field automatically based on a condition. That's the basic framework of this. And even for beginners, it's easy to get started. Now, before we build anything, I'm going to show you all of the available triggers built into Airtable. And this can be where some people get confused, especially if they are new to this. And this is where some people can get confused, especially if they are new to automations. So what we're going to do is, I'm sure you're familiar with the data tab by now. Let's click on automations, and the automation panel will open. And the very first thing is we want to add our trigger. So we'll select add trigger, and that's where it shows us the list of built-in triggers available within Airtable. And then down here, there is this right here that says integrations. So these are triggers that are available outside of Airtable as well. And there's just a short list of native integrations that are available for the trigger. We're going to focus on these main Airtable ones. The first one being is when a record matches a condition. This is one that I use quite frequently. So it's basically saying when a record is equal to this, that's when we're going to fire off our workflow. So for example, that could just be one variable. When a status is equal to done, we want to send an email to whoever saying that this status is now done and this record has been complete. Or it could be when status is done and payment has been received, something along those lines. You can have multiple different variables or conditions that initiate this trigger. Then when a form is submitted, pretty simply, when one of Airtable's built-in forms, which is available up here, when that's submitted, we need to take actions when a record is created. So once that new record's created in Airtable, we'll fire. When a record is updated, so we can look at a specific field as well. When this record's updated, perform some sort of next steps. When a record enters a view, if you've used Airtable for a little while, I'm sure you're familiar with the different views that are available within each table. Basically, when a record matches a condition, that's where you can take advantage of views. When a record comes into this view, let's fire off this automation at a scheduled time. That's on some sort of basis, whether you want to send a monthly report or something along those lines. When a webhook is received, this fires when an external system sends a call or a signal to Airtable. It's more advanced, but also worth knowing that it does exist. Then there's when an email is received. Now you have to be at least on the business plan to have access for this. But basically what happens is when an email is received, we will trigger that automation. And then lastly, when a button is clicked. Now this is great for when you're building within interfaces and you want users to be able to trigger some form of automation. Now this one doesn't run necessarily automatically based off of some other condition or trigger. Someone has to click the button for it to run. For beginners, the ones you'll use most often are probably when a record matches a condition, or when a form is submitted, or possibly when a record is created. Let's build our first automation now. I'm going to keep it really simple, but it is realistic and something that is probably found in most people's workflows. So we're going to build an automation that sends an email notification whenever a task in a project table gets marked as complete. I'm going to jump into my database here. I've got a projects table. If I scroll to the right, we can see that I have this field that says percentage done, and I can base this off of this record or this project being 100% done. Or if I wanted, I could add in a status field as well, and it could just be something simple like in progress or complete. We could base it off either of those conditions. Now I'm going to use this status field that I just created. It's going to be a little bit simpler, and so I'm just going to mark this one as complete, so this is shown as 100% done. If we jump back into automations, we can go add a trigger, and when a record matches a condition or conditions, then we can select the table. This is a projects table, and now we can choose the condition that we want to look at. So one that we just created is the status. Select status is complete. The other option I'm just going to show you really quickly is if I scroll down to the bottom, this percent done, if this is equal to 100, that's what this field represented here. So when the percent done is equal to 100%, we could fire off that automation. But again, I'm just going to remove this one and just leave it as complete. Now, if I click this choose record, we can see all of the records in our system that meet this requirement. And it is that first record. So I'm going to select that. That's going to be our test data. And now we can move on here where it says add advanced logic or action. I'm going to select this. Now we can see here, this is some more advanced features. There's conditional logic branching. It is possible to do this within Airtable, depending on the complexity of what you're trying to do. This is one place where an external tool might make sense. And then this repeating group or loop or iterator, that's what this basically is here, where it needs to repeat over a set list, basically. So it could be something like if you have a project that's marked done, then all of the linked tasks to that project are going to need to be marked as done as well. That's where you could use this repeating group. Now there's a list of Airtable actions as well. Send email, that's what we're going to use. We can create additional records, update records, find records, sort lists, run scripts. That's a little bit more advanced. And there's the option to generate with AI. And then there's some of the built-in integrations as well. What we're going to do, we're going to click this send email. And if I go down to the to section, I can click this plus icon and bring in an email address that existed in that record. So if I scroll back across, we can see I've added in customer email here, and I've just added my email address. This is the field that we're going to look for. We'll go back into automations. In this send an email action over on the right, we can add to, and if I scroll down, I should be able to find the customer email. Now this will be dynamic and relevant to the record that this automation is being triggered. Subject, we're just going to put this in manually. Project is complete. I'm not going to worry about any dynamic information here. And then here we could just say, hi, this project has been completed. And now I could just go something like project name. And a project name, if I hit the plus icon, I've got this when a record matches conditions. So that's the data we're pulling is from that trigger. And if I scroll down, I can pass in project name. And if you wanted, you could pass in the completed date. Let's just assume that's today. We could just pass in a specific time, the actual runtime, which is right now, and we'll just hit continue, and we can choose our time zone too if we want, and hit insert. Add attachments if needed. If I click generate preview, this is what the email is going to look like. Back in data, if we wanted to track when we sent email, so we could come in here, add in a date field, type in the project completion notification date, and I'll hit that create. We'll go back into automations. In this update record, we need to choose our table, which is projects. We need to choose our record that we're updating, which is coming from the trigger. We're just going to pass in this Airtable record ID, and then we want to update the record using a specific field. And the field we want to choose is this project completion notification date. And this is where we can pass in a date. And use this settings or cog icon, change to dynamic. We'll hit plus icon. We're going to choose a specific time, actual runtime. Okay, now that we have our automation set up, we can give this a test run. We'll test the automation. We'll select a record. and I will run this automation. You can see the trigger completed, sent the email, and then updated the record. It's back to data, scroll across, and we can see it added the date that this notification was sent. If we navigate to my email, we can see that I received an email notification as well. Back in automations, once we've tested this and we're happy with it and confirmed it's working, you come up here, name the automation to something relevant to what you're doing, and we can just toggle it on. So this time, the completed field or the status field is changed to complete. This automation would trigger. Airtable automations are good at performing more complex automations than what I've just shown here. However, there certainly is limitations. For example, if you are creating a much more advanced or complex workflow or automation, you potentially could run into an issue as you can only have 25 steps. More often than not, I don't seem to run into that type of limitation, but it is there. So you can only have 25 actions or 25 steps within a given automation. Also, as I mentioned, there is a limited branching logic. So conditional paths exist. There are limitations that you will run into. There's limited integrations as well. Slack and Gmail and a handful of others do exist. But quite often, if you're looking for another app, you're trying to find some sort of workaround. Human in the loop is also quite limited within Airtable. You can send an actionable Slack message. Beyond, there isn't really too many other human in the loop capabilities built into Airtable. And there is now AI automation features. They seem to be getting better, but there is also roadblocks that I run into using Airtable as well. Specifically, when I'm trying to work with documents and extracting details from there, I seem to be getting quite a few errors. And that's with lots of different models that I have tested. So that can be the point where people start looking for something built specifically for automation. And that's where an external tool like Zapier or Make come in. And specifically, my favorite is Relay, and I will show you that in a minute. If you do not have a Relay account already, there's a link in the description below to get started. Relay is a dedicated workflow automation tool, connects to Airtable and a lot of other tools as well. Where I just mentioned a lot of the Airtable limitations or Airtable automation limitations, Relay fixes that for you. You have advanced branching and conditional logic, you have more flexible looping, you have more integrations built in natively to Relay, and their AI functionality is extremely good. And also they have human in the loop that can take your workflows much further. In Relay, this is just, again, really simple workflow that I've set up. This is our trigger step, which is very similar to the one that we built in Airtable. One thing you do have to do is now integrate with Airtable. It's pretty straightforward, but when I select this, when the record first meets the condition in that projects table and that percent done field or the status field is complete or at 100% or equal to 1 in this case, then that's when we're going to trigger this next step. Now we can go in, add step, we can send an email. I have Gmail integrated directly, so we can send an email from my Gmail account. It would be the same thing. I'd select to coming from the trigger, subject, body, we can update it. Pretty straightforward stuff. But if I click this plus icon, we can see that now this is going to show us all of the different apps that are integrated with Relay already for our action step. If we click into flow control, we've got paths, loop over a list, which is an iterator or similar to the repeating group in Airtable. But again, these are all much more advanced. There's these AI steps. They have a lot built in options for you already. We can also create a custom prompt and AI step. And I've found this to be really useful and valuable when we're trying to extract data, specifically structured data from a PDF document, image, something like that. Relay also allows you to perform different web scraping, like grabbing data from different websites across the internet, and then the human in the loop step. This is really powerful as well. We have a lot of flexibility on the decisions and options, whether it's just a simple approval or different paths that can be selected based off of this human in the loop step built into Relay. And we can send those approvals or look for input either via email, or if you're a Slack user, you can do that through Slack as well. The other part that's really cool is Relay has this AI assistant, has become very powerful. Now, I'm in a specific workflow, so I can ask it to take some sort of action. Basically, I can ask it to build out the rest of this workflow, but outside of the given workflow as well, if I was just on the main dashboard, I can ask it to do all sorts of things and build workflows for me, make updates to different workflows, but that's for a more advanced video. Really quickly, why I feel that it's really simple to get started for non-technical users or people new to automation is assuming that you're able to figure out how to make the connection and integrate with these different tools like Airtable or Gmail, which again is pretty straightforward. You can come in here. I'm just basically going to ask it now to send an email to the customer. In that project table, you see the assistant came in and built out the next two steps, sending the email, wrote the email for me, and added in the dynamic content. And then in here, we can see that the project completion notification date is being applied as well. And that was just from me coming into the assistant and asking it to take these next steps. So when to use each one? Use Airtable automations when the trigger and the action both live inside Airtable. The logic is simpler with minimal branching, and you want zero set up outside of Airtable already. That will cover a lot of everyday use cases. Use Relay when the workflow touches multiple tools. You need real conditional logic or more flexible looping. Someone needs to approve or before the workflow continues, or you want AI inside your workflow and you're not getting a reliable output from Airtable. For most people starting out, Airtable automations are the right place to begin. You'll know when you've hit that limit. When you do, Relay is a good place to go next, and it's not that steep of a learning curve. If you want to see what a full Relay workflow looks like in practice, I've got a video on that linked here.